Hello, I'm Teri Cargill, and welcome to my show, Talking with Teri. Here we will learn how to master our mindset in life, business, and beyond. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today. February is Black History Month, and we're celebrating it with someone who has truly made his mark and paved his own way to success as Denver's only Black-owned jewelry store owner, Jeffery Bolling of Jeffery B Jewelers. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you, Teri, so very much.
I'm so excited to hear more about you and your journey and your passion that you've been creating, and I know that you have some pretty amazing jewelry for us some great eye candy for us today.
Right, exactly. No,
Right?
we brought a little bit of pieces of Jeffery B Jewelers today just to show off at your show.
I love it.
And so honored to be here today and celebrating Black History Month, and it is Black History for me. So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I love it. I think Black History Month should be every month,
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly. There's enough of it. There's
There's
enough
enough of it,
history
right?
to cover
Right?
a whole year.
So tell me how you got into the jewelry business.
Very unusual. I mean, my father's a pastor and truck driver. You know, my mom worked with the school system. I went to the military, got out the military, and just thinking about the career I wanted to get into tech, right? I wanted to be a computer programmer. And in that process, I heard about a job opening at a jewelry store. You get to wear a suit. Right? I mean, I wanted to dress up. I've been in the military all these years. And
we must be like, I'm just telling you, I love dressing up.
Right,
So when people tell me, let's go dress up, I'm like, we're going to ball gowns, right? Like that's, right? So I love it.
Yeah, so to dress up and work and dress up, I was like, great. So let me go interview. And so I interviewed with no knowledge of the jewelry industry at all.
Okay.
And I don't know. I don't know why they hired me. It didn't make any sense. I mean, it was a really, really high-end jewelry store.
Sometimes it's more divinely guided than we want to believe.
I
Right?
know. I think I was looking sharp, but they ended up giving me an opportunity, and I thought it was like funny, that I was in this jewelry store, don't know much about jewelry, and just wanted to be able to make some extra money and not have to dress bummy. I don't know, it just kind of caught on to me. I mean, I started to appreciate what I was doing. And speaking of Black History Month, really some of the things that happened were when older Black men would come into the store and they would say, "Oh my God, you work here?" I said, "Yes, sir." And they were like, "I've never seen a Black man in the store." And I said, "Really?" And he says, "Yeah, we used to be told to go down the street. They didn't let us come in here." I said, "No, well, come in." He said, "You got a set of keys?" I'm like, "Yeah." He says, "Wow, man, I'm so honored that you're here." And then I started to appreciate what
that meant.
this meant, I mean, it was a really special thing. So I started appreciating the job a little bit more versus then saying I'm going to go into tech. And then I started to do well at it.
Yeah.
And I found that, as long as you were making somebody money, they would really start working with you to help you make more money.
Now, we have a shared friend in common, and he shared some yummy, juicy information about you. Just about your career and really you were... you were a diamond, is it diamond dealer or is it a diamond?
Yes, I was a diamond salesman on the road.
Yeah, and
for years.
But I've heard that you've really had an incredible impact on your path to where you're at today.
Yeah, I like to think I had a very unusual path. I started in a jewelry retail store. Ended up getting promoted to New York. I managed a jewelry store in Manhattan. And then that company actually went out and I got my first job on the road to be a diamond salesman. I did jewelry designing for Zales across the country. And so I traveled across the country for years doing that and helping people make designs like I do today. And then I met a diamond broker and I started to just do nothing but diamonds. And so I did diamonds, but because I had started to do the designing work, I would go to school stores, and even though I was selling them diamonds, I'd also start working with designs.
Yeah.
And then I got to working again with a designer on the road to just sell directly to jewelry stores. So for about 20 years, I did mainly just working for different designers until I had my own line and I started manufacturing overseas. And that's how it brought me to Denver. And I started in Colorado Springs with a company out of India. And I developed their line and designed the whole line for them. So it's a lot of career. I'm old now.
I know. So you must be very right hemisphere, like right hemisphere dominant. Yes, like very creative.
Yes,
and like
always
getting there, creating, and I love it. I love it. So tell me, I know that you've been an incredibly successful business owner. What has been some of your challenges or obstacles that you've had to overcome in the course of your career?
Well, and so when you look at a career, it's such a long career, 34 years I've been in the jewelry industry. So, when you talk about the challenges of being on the road, as at that time, one of the only black salesmen on the road.
Yeah.
They had never seen anything like that. So the challenges, you can only imagine what you'd have to go through to go to all the countries in the United States,
Yeah.
walking in, cold calling, saying, I'm here to sell you diamond jewelry.
Yeah.
And they were like, you sure?
Yeah.
And so that was challenging. But I think it brought you thick enough skin and learn how to overcome enough obstacles that when I decided to open up my own store, I had really, already been through the ringer, right? I've already seen everything that I have to go through. So yes, there's a lot of challenges in doing a business anytime. Money is always an issue. Jewelry is not the cheapest thing to try to get into.
Yeah.
And people ask me, how did you challenge of opening up a jewelry store with the money that it takes? Well, if you know enough people, sometimes it doesn't take all the money.
Yeah.
And I had enough friends that I built over the 20 years of working as a diamond salesman, as a designer, that many of my friends said, Jeff, you're opening up a store, let me help you. Here's some merchandise.
But that's the power of collaboration. That's the power of those, creating those connections.
Yes.
In business, yeah.
So that really helped. But I had been on the road for so long, I forgot about what it was like to interact with people and be responsible for that. So that was a challenge. It's just just interacting with end user customers. For 20 years I worked with business owners, so that was a really big challenge to get back into that. And it took a little bit. And then doing designing in front of people, I had the opportunity. I did so many designs for people in my basement, in a factory, and if I messed up, nobody was really cared. We had prototyping.
Yeah.
Now I didn't have that. I was making your piece. It was a one-off. And I had to talk to you. You had to watch me make it. I mean, that was a whole different challenge that I had to do. And I've gotten a lot better at it.
Yeah, I love it. Well, speaking of pieces, look at this. Now, folks that know me and know me well, I love jewelry. Love. And I also love chunky. Okay, so of course, which one do I pick off the table? The biggest one, of course. How many carats is this one?
This is a 15-carat green amethyst.
15 carat amethyst. Look at this. I feel like I should be like Vanna White or something right now, right?
Yeah, that was a fun piece. It was one of those things where you just wanted to make something that you want. So many oftentimes I make something somebody else wants, and that was just something that I love the stone. I love the color green of that, and I wanted to make something unique and did it in a blackened metal.
Yes.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
I love it, and I'm also wearing this necklace that happens to be my signature color. Okay, so this one might have to stay with me.
All right.
This is a
natural pink sapphire.
This is natural?
Yeah, natural pink sapphire. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, all natural.
I know,
it.
right?
I love it. It's gorgeous. It's like spot on brand colors. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to ask you this: like, what's being a minority business owner? What advice or what would you like to share for other minority-owned businesses?
And that's a good question. The thing is that I hesitate. I mean, in my mind, to say, talk about being a black jeweler, being a black jewelry store owner. It's like, why don't you just a jewelry store owner?
Yeah.
Because it's important to let other people know that you can do it.
Yeah.
And I think, one of the biggest challenges is to realize that you just need to be good at what you do.
Yeah.
And people will eventually appreciate that. Yes, there's different obstacles of being a black-owned business in a predominantly white area. But once they understand that you love what you do and you're good at it, it doesn't really matter, and you really, need to just press forward and follow your dream. And what I do is my dream.
Yeah.
The whole concept of when it's love is Jeffery B.
Yeah.
Customer says, why did you open the store? And I said, I don't believe that there's anybody that wants to make a piece for you, for somebody you love as much as me. And he said, "Oh, so what is love is Jeffery B?" I was like, "Yeah, I like that.
Love it.
That's true."
So that's your tagline.
That's
yes?
been the tagline.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That's beautiful.
Because you gotta love what you do.
But I think what you just said there is like you got to show up, and you got to keep showing up.
Yeah.
And you got to do what you love.
Exactly.
And love what you do, right?
And you never have to work.
And you never have to work.
That's it. I mean,
exactly.
I look forward to going to work every day. So, sometimes sad when I have to leave.
I know. Well, I always joke that, so I own another business, a counseling company, and then I own this company. And I always say, well, my plan B is I'm going to go and design handbags.
Okay.
You know, like, and then my plan C and my plan D and my plan E, right? Like, you know, but I would go back and do something creative, right?
Right.
So, anyways.
Yeah.
So
I said if I did something else, I would be doing that as a jeweler. If I
Okay.
worked at FedEx, I'd be a FedEx employee, a jeweler who works at FedEx.
That's it. There you go. There you go, right? So I'm curious, how do you define success?
Oh, wow, what a good question. I think that, you know, you look at it as if you're happy. If you found something that you love to do and you were able to make a living with it and it makes you happy,
Yes.
then that's successful. And it's not about being really wealthy,
Yeah.
but it's about being happy. I mean, that's the whole idea. At the end of the day, if this was my last day on this planet, was I happy? And so I think that if you can do and make a living and be happy at the same time, that's success. And don't let somebody else define what success is. Well, you didn't make enough money. You're not a $4 million store.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm after.
Yeah.
I'm after being happy and happy with what I do and people are happy with the work that I do. I think
Yeah.
that's success.
I love it. Okay, this is a great segue to take a little break. We'll be right back with Jeffery B. Want more support in creating your success story? My products can help. Check them out. First, I have my book, Be the Magic of You, Tools to Transform Your Life. And in it, I have over 70 different tools to help reprogram your brain. Next, I have my Daily Intentions Planners. They help you create without forcing it. They combine brain science and universal laws. In addition to my book and planners, I also have 2 card decks you're sure to love, designed to support you to reconnect with your purpose, power, and potency. I also offer 2 special packages. The first is the Success Package. In it, you'll have my book and a year's supply of planners to help you bundle and save. Next is my favorite, the Empowerment Package. You can supercharge your life and business by getting all the products at one low price. But wait, there's more. I also offer a yearly subscription called the 7-Figure Business Box. Each quarter, you'll receive a physical box mailed to your home, a live 2-hour intensive training, an hour-long fireside chat with an expert in the industry, a guidebook packed with even more resources. To order anything you see here, just go to my website, talkingwithteri.com. Hi everyone, we're back with Jeffery Bolling with Jeffery B Jewelers. I am so excited to be talking about your custom jewelry because myself and our executive producer got to have the pleasure of going to your store the other day and taking a tour. And you said that you can design custom stuff, and which is what you're probably most known for,
100%,
right?
100%.
So
yeah.
tell me a little bit about the custom piece and how that process looks.
Yeah, and I think the most thing to understand is the education of how custom work. It's all about the wax, right?
Yeah.
The wax is how all jewelry is made. So we have 3D printer in the store. I am efficient in 3 different CAD programs. So the computer-aided design program is how we've done everything. And so the nicest thing about when you come to us, way before we make the piece,
Yeah.
you actually see the piece look like it's already done.
Oh, and that's me because I
Yes.
have a hard time. I'm like, I don't
Right.
know, surprise me, and then I'm like, but I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that's how it's going to be. I'm not sure what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
No. You're going to know 100%.
That's fantastic.
You know, I've already tried the wax on. You're going to see it in a real version. You're going to see the diamonds sparkle, the whole
Oh,
9
so you
yards.
like do the
full
three-dimensional?
render. Yes.
In the
yes.
or the 3D?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're going to see it all
So
way before
Jeffery,
it's done.
when are we doing my custom piece?
Oh, we got to start. We got to get
Okay.
it going.
So, but okay, I'm guessing that this takes like months.
No. I just did a very elaborate ring. And I think from start to finish, we were right at 4 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, from start to
Okay.
finish. And it took about 3
And that's
sessions
elaborate.
of meeting
and
with
that's
it.
elaborate.
It was a very
Yeah.
elaborate ring. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Very elaborate ring. But a lot of times the thing is the women come in with a lot of vision. This woman had 4 different rings that she found on the internet, and she wanted me to put them all 4 together to make this one,
That's
right?
fantastic. I love it. Well, there was one ring, and I shared this story with you before. I was like, there was one ring that I really, really wanted, and I didn't get it.
Uh-huh.
And then I've been dreaming about it and like salivating over it because I didn't get it when I should have gotten it.
Right.
My one regret in life is that ring.
And
so I have a picture of it.
oh, we can make it happen.
Okay.
Easy, we can make it happen.
We should go through this process. So what would you? I mean, and your son works with you too.
Yes, and that is exciting. I mean, to be working with your son.
Yeah.
He's been working with me since he learned how to count by counting my jewelry trays when I would come home off the road.
Diamonds.
I know. So he would be like, "Dad, I'll count all your trays and we'll make sure they all are there." So he's been with me all the time, and now he does a lot of the Bronco players and different professional players. The urban jewelry is a big thing with him. I do the bridal set. I'm the old guy that does the engagement rings, but he loves to do a lot of these big pieces that we measure by cell phones. Like, is it a half a cell phone? Is it a full cell phone size?
Oh my gosh. And those are gigantic,
big pieces.
Big pieces.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And he's really a good drawer, so he draws a lot of them out, and then he'll take it to the CAD, and we'll work on the CAD together.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's so fantastic. Okay, so what would you say? How is your jewelry store different than other people's?
I think the biggest thing is me, and I don't mean it in a selfish way, but it's that a lot of stores have the ability to do the computer-aided design.
Yeah.
A lot of stores will somewhat do some type of custom, but you're always talking to a person who talks to another person who talks to another person. With me, you're only talking to me, right? So when I see your vision, I can give you back your vision because I don't have to give it to nobody else.
Yes.
And that's a very unique thing because every time you tell a story, it changes a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. It's like telephone, right?
Exactly.
It's like telephone in the jewelry world.
Yeah.
So what I love about you, and we were just talking about this offline, was that you have it's appointment only.
Yeah.
And then you get really individualized, attention.
Yeah. And that was a very good move. Pandemic kind of forced it.
Yeah.
I like to say I was so brilliant to come up with it, but really the pandemic kind of forced it. And my son had been saying for a while, Dad, it'll make us look more exclusive. But see, I'm old school. I was from working, and you get as many people you can come in the door.
Right.
You need as many people every day, and it really has turned out to be a phenomenal thing. Customers love it. I love it. It gets such attention to detail that nobody's interrupting you. And so it's advice to anybody that look at trying to do appointment only in whatever business you do. Give them the isolated time.
I love it. So my friends on YouTube, ladies, frost yourself, okay? All right, Jeffrey, where can people connect with you and find more about you?
We're at Cherry Creek. We're at 300 South Jackson Street.
Okay.
You can see us on the web. We're at www.jefferyb.com. And you can Google us, but make an appointment, and when you get to our website at jefferyb.com, the very first thing you'll see is make an appointment.
Perfect.
And you can make it a different type of appointments, 15 an hour.
And people don't have to be here in Colorado to do this. They can also have that customized appointment online.
Yeah.
And so this is super expansive, ladies and folks. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And just shining brightly, right? Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Be bold, be brave, be fearless, be the magic of you. Massive love to all of you. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell to find out about my upcoming shows. Thank you for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time.